In the week leading up to New Year's, I decided it was time to do what I call backfill and complete some of the little things that needed to be done so I could greet the new year with an overnight adventure watching fireworks down by the river. So, in between working, I would take the pins out of the back cushions and add zippers, make a step stool so I could stop having to climb into the van and hitting my head, and finally, because it had lately been too cold to cook outside, get a small burner I could use in the van. First stop was making the step stool and checking my scrap pile for wood pieces I could use. Once I found enough, now let's see what kind of frame I could create with the pieces I had. Looks good. And now back to clamping the frame and pre-drilling the holes to prevent splitting. I always hate this part, but have come to accept that it is necessary to prevent the bigger problem of splitting. So far so good, and then add some legs. And there we have the frame for the stool. Before securing a top to the frame, it made sense to give it a test run for strength. It passed the test. While I was working on this, Sunny Girl had taken up a position in the front yard, ready to observe anybody unfortunate enough to walk by her side of the street. And now we have the stool completed, and I realized it could serve a number of functions, from stepping into the van, a nightstand, and a table to store things while I'm driving. One thing to check off the list. And just as we were feeling pretty good about crossing one thing off the list, a truck from Amazon arrived to drop off the portable air conditioner I plan to use during the summer. But installing that can wait for another list. Then, on to Goodwill to buy 2 dresses. And before you think I'm crazy, I realized I could buy 2 dresses with 24-inch metal zippers for the price of one metal $8 zipper at the fabric store. See where I'm going here? While I was at Goodwill, I also picked up some cheap entertainment. And yes, I'm old school. 2 things on the list done, and on to the final task of finding a burner I could use inside the van. This part was pretty easy because I went to a discount store and found this electric 1 burner that was only $12, and it seemed to fit the bill. You want to go? Go on. With all my tasks done, me and Sunny Girl were ready to load up the van with a little food and head out for our overnight adventure. The spot I had researched was away from the main viewing sites, but good enough to see the fireworks at midnight. My plan was working true to form when we arrived just before dark. We pretty much had the whole street to ourselves near the park. The footstool worked perfectly after we took a potty break around the park for Sunny Girl, and then settled in for a night of binge watching Monk until the main event. It was a little foggy earlier in the evening, but that lifted, and I was able to get a few decent shots as the new year came in with a bang. After the 20 minutes of fireworks, I think both of us were simply ready to get some sleep. The next morning, we woke up to find the once deserted street now lined with cars. People walking around very early in the morning, and the fog had returned heavier than it had been the night before. Sunny Girl did her morning constitutional, and we were ready for all of the other trips that the new year would bring. And you thought you were going to get away without seeing me round over the edges of the step stool.